Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your November general reading and happy birthday to you Sagittarius born in November. So let's see what is coming up for you for the month of November. What can you expect? What messages you need to hear? Okay, that one fell. Oh, you've got two. Okay. You've got your commitments being tested, first quarter moon, and communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Okay. So this first quarter moon here, obviously this is a square aspect of the moon, the relationship with the sun. So the first quarter always has to do with some sort of a conflict of direction. Where are you going? What is the best course of action here? There's some sort of a test or some sort of a conflict here in regards to the actions you need to be taking in a specific circumstance, whatever that is for you. Okay, so the idea of commitment here also, so whatever you've committed to, for example, at a new moon, that first quarter represents what you've committed to at the start. Is it the same thing you want to continue with, or perhaps something needs to be changed in your plans, or there is some sort of course adjustment? That is the first quarter. There are two different quarters. The last quarter is about something else, but the first quarter is about course adjustment, Sagittarius. So whatever that means for you during the month of November, there is some sort of adjustment here that needs to be taken in regards to your path and the actions you're taking in that direction. And whatever you've committed to in the past, you may need to look at that and see if you still want to continue within that commitment. You also have new moon in Gemini here, so the idea of communication comes up here for you. We'll see what else the tarot has, but usually this card it's kind of a light-hearted energy that I'm getting from it. So it's more about expression, flirting, chit-chatting with various people, but at the same time also trying to be very truthful with what you are communicating, to be honest and transparent when it comes to your communication. Because this is a new moon, you're just at the beginning stages of something. So perhaps it is the beginning of a friendship or a relationship, or you're just beginning to understand how to communicate more clearly. So it's interesting, you have a new moon and a first quarter moon. So I kind of get the impression that you are at the beginning stages of something in November. These are the fresh energy of the moon. So it's kind of like a beginning of something here. Okay, we are going to have a new moon in Sagittarius at some point. So perhaps during that new moon, I don't remember what date that is, but it is in November. So we're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius. So there's perhaps something beginning for you around those dates. You may want to look that up and see when that happens, to see if something new is coming up for you during that time. So let's see what frequencies surround you in the month of November. So what can we get for Sagittarius, please? You've got ameliorate, and this one wants to come out too. Self-exploration. Well, with this card, I do feel like something is getting better for you, whatever has been difficult for you in the past with this card. There is an indication of things getting better, okay? At least this could be the frequency you need to be focused on, or this is a frequency that surrounds you in the month of November. But this is quite a nice energy that indicates something improving, getting better, okay? Or at least you may need to put some effort in that direction for things to get better, okay? And you also have self-exploration here, which is a very Sagittarian type of card. I find it very interesting. There is a lot of exploration in the archetype of Sagittarius, including self-exploration, but Sagittarius has a tendency to go a little bit more outwards with their exploration. But you're being guided to pull your attention back to yourself, okay? To do some self-digging, to figure out some things, okay? Perhaps in regards to some sort of commitment or path you are taking. You know, perhaps there is a person here, or yeah, a person. They could be mirroring something back to you, because the sign of Gemini is that duality, okay? So there's always the other reflected back at you in some sense. So it could be that there is something being reflected back at you that kind of puts you in this mood of kind of self-exploration, okay? To seek answers within yourself, not outside yourself. But I do feel like there is something that might be mirrored back at you that kind of gets you to ask some questions about yourself. You know, that's the whole point of self-exploration with this card. Okay, so overall, not too bad, not too shabby. A little bit of you know, challenges here with this first quarter moon, but I don't see it as being a bad thing per se. We do need some challenges sometimes. So let's see what the tarot has for you. Okay, these are all in the frame, yes. So Sagittarius, a lot of major arcanas here. Some of you are dealing with a Gemini, because the Lovers shows up here, and you also have a Gemini card here in your Oracle card. So for some of you, you might be involved with a Gemini, or perhaps this month you are embodying that energy. It could be, it is your opposite sign. But if this is, I do feel like for some of you this might be somewhat love related, but again, if it doesn't resonate, you can apply it to other circumstances in your life. I will try to read in as many ways as possible for everybody. I do see you stressing out here about a connection with this Lover's card, if this is love related. You know, perhaps the stress is about the commitment okay, within this connection, because you also have Gemini and commitment showing up in the first two cards of your reading. So that's quite unusual, to show up in quite a kind of a obvious way. There is a message here for someone that shows up quite obviously. And again, Gemini has to do a lot with communication and being very transparent in the way you communicate. And the fact that your commitment is being tested here shows up. You also have the Hierophant in your challenge position. There's obviously some form of commitment here that is of significance to you this month. Now, it doesn't have to be a relationship specifically, but it could also be that you have a commitment to other things or other people that are not romantic in nature. We have commitments in our lives in all shapes and forms, okay? You might be committed to your responsibilities, or you might be committed to your duties at work. You might be committed to your family. You might be committed to, I don't know, your hobbies, what you do for fun, whatever that is for you. That is a form of commitment. So that's definitely being a challenge for you this month, to be committed to something, okay? For some of you, this is a relationship that is quite significant, quite important to you, okay? And there's obviously a lot of stress surrounding the situation with the Nine of Swords being here. It's interesting that's the only negative card that's showing up, and it's actually showing up in your heart space, okay, at your core. So it's kind of unfortunate to have the Nine of Swords in this position, because I feel like this month, no matter what happens around you or what happens in your life, there is a significant degree of worrying and feeling anxious about things, and sleepless nights, or feeling like you've done something wrong, or there could be shame or some form of vulnerability that is being tested in some way. I say vulnerability because I see the Ace of Cups here showing up with this Nine of Swords that is kind of in a position, in a row of what influences you this month. I read these very strangely, so it's a whole complex thing in my head, so I can't explain it. It's the way I read the cards is kind of intuitive, and the structure of the reading is probably unusual for most. But it's somewhat of an issue of vulnerability here, is what I'm getting, what I'm trying to say. I also say that because of the Strength card showing up with the Six of Cups. There's like an air of detachment here on your part, whether this is towards a specific person or you're just becoming a bit detached from something. But because that detachment is showing up in your strength, it's rather unusual, because it does seem like no matter how good this relationship is or how loving it might be, I see you walking away from it or transitioning from something. Now, it could be that you are transitioning from this Nine of Swords, which is your anxiety and your worry about something. I will clarify a little bit further, but I want to try to go through the cards first. And, I feel like for some of you that what's working in your favor and your strength this month is you being a bit detached, okay? Not necessarily from love or from commitment, but being kind of detaching from your own anxieties and worries and rumination on the situation, okay? I feel like that's what that Six of Swords is about, okay? As far as what's coming, you've got the World card here. This is quite an interesting combination of the Lovers and the World. I do feel like you are, for some of you, I see you gaining success with something, some sort of recognition or success. But for some of you, there's some sort of a cycle ending here, okay? It could be this relationship or this commitment that's coming to an end, or it's coming to an end of a cycle, perhaps, within that connection. It doesn't have to be over. I say that because I also see new love showing up here for you with the Ace of Cups. I do feel like perhaps the person you're connecting with, or, you know, there's some distance between you and this person or this circumstance, okay? There is some kind of some distance is showing up here. Either is physical distance or detachment of a sort. You also have new love showing up for you here, but I also see the past affection that's coming through. But I also see you resisting past the past here with the Strength card. I see you kind of detaching yourself from that situation in a way. So I don't know, it's like there's two different roads you could be taking here. Either you've got new love coming in, or it's the same situation resurfacing from the past, or whatever this is. And of course, your outcome, your potential outcome. You've got this Queen of Pentacles. I don't know what that is for you, but I'm kind of putting it to this World card here, because the World card and the Queen of Pentacles, they show up in future positions. So that's why I'm saying that for some of you, there's some kind of success showing up for you here. Okay, or this could be a person, if you're connecting to a person that's Taurus specifically shows up, or Gemini for some of you. You know, this could be you, Sagittarius, kind of putting all of your energy and your care into yourself, or, you know, kind of being self-loving towards yourself. So, yeah. Now, the Lover's card does talk about choices. It could be that you have some choices to make this month that are quite significant for you. It doesn't have to be choices involving people. It could also be choices in the sense of you may be choosing to complete something and to end it, okay? And to look into something new, to look to new horizons here, because this is you with the Three of Wands. I see you kind of maybe looking into new horizons. You know, for some of you, distance or distancing could be something that shows up, or for some of you, you are literally considering making some kind of a physical move somewhere. You know, you're just kind of looking like what's out there, okay? Explore something, whether this is inner exploration or, you know, just outer exploration somewhere else. But there's choices here that you are needing to make this month. But yeah, for some of you, you do have new love showing up here with the Ace of Cups. So if you're inquiring about love and you're single, that's coming towards you. But I will say with the specification that for you to get to new love, there is some kind of a old situation here that needs to be completed. And you also need to transition from this fully, okay? Like detach yourself fully from the past in order to have new love. If you find yourself in that sort of circumstances where, you know, you've ended the relationship, but the past is still lingering around, or you're still entangled with the past person, the new love thing is, you know, it does come after that cycle is ended. Yeah, you definitely have to make some choices here with the Tower and the Two of Swords. Trying to clarify this Lover's card here. And it's interesting, you've got another Gemini card here with the Two of Swords. So, you know, that could be a significance to you. but there's also some kind of an unexpected thing showing up in the month of November. It could be that somebody else is making this choice for you because you're not, okay? Because the Two of Swords is someone that is having a hard time making a tough decision, okay? And I'm also getting again that impression of detachment. I feel like you're trying to detach yourself from the situation, but there's also something unexpected happening here, okay? Yeah, I feel like this commitment situation for some of you has to do with an ending, okay? It does seem like for some of you, you might have been committed to a person, a situation, but that's coming to an end, okay? That's showing up in your challenge. So you might have perhaps hang on to this situation for a bit too long because you are so invested in it. Okay, so you're being challenged to end something here, Sagittarius, with the Ten of Swords as your challenge. And of course, you've got the Nine of Swords here, so there is a lot of difficulty with this. Okay, especially if this is a relationship that is significant to you, there's a lot of difficulty to let this go. Tell me about that Six of Swords. Oh, got this Five of Pentacles shows up here. Yeah, again, it's that same theme of detachment, of either being abandoned or hurt, or you're abandoning someone, or you just, because you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. I want to see what you're transitioning into here. The Eight of Pentacles. Could be something work related for some of you. This Five of Pentacles, you know, for some of you, you're coming out of a cycle of difficulty when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your employment, when it comes to matters of, you know, taking care of your material stability. And it's interesting, you do have the Queen of Pentacles here. And I did see that there is some kind of success coming up for you when it comes to your material stuff. So for some of you, you know, this is specific, but for some of you, you are literally moving to go to work somewhere, okay, with the Six of Swords, because where you are currently is just not working out for you, okay? And that could be the very difficult choice that you have to make here, where you're put in a position to vacate the place where you're at, either because you're not earning enough or because you just don't have any opportunities for work. And that's why I saw this for some of you. This is a long distance kind of thing where you have to move, or you have to, you know, do something when it comes to your finances. And it could be that this decision is made for you through something unexpected, okay? Because you've been worrying and stressing about it for too long, and you just couldn't make the decision, but you're kind of forced into it now. So this is good news, even though this is a very tough cycle that you have to end. For some of you, this is good news because you are actually getting the success you want in your profession, in your career. Okay, whatever that is for you. Yeah, I do see you moving, being very confident and taking action here towards something. Some of you to end the situation, to complete a cycle, or to literally just have the success that you want, okay? Because the World card it doesn't signify just the end of a cycle. It also signifies the end of a cycle where you actually gain the success that you want. And because you have the King of Wands here, this is very good for you. It could be that this is someone that's actually helping you out with some things. that perhaps that they're helping you out to gain the success that you're looking for at this point. So yeah, I did say new love is in the prospects for you here, but also a past situation possibly for some of you. Okay. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look how beautiful, Sagittarius. Got the Ten of Cups here. So there is success and happiness coming up for you. Okay. There's a lot of difficulties for you to end some kind of situation here, whether it's love related or something else. But when it comes to your future, Sagittarius, this month it's actually very, very positive. Okay, for some of you, this is marriage, this is commitment, this is, meeting the person of your dreams. If this is something love related that you're seeking into, you are single and you want, to meet a stable and loyal partner, that's in the cards for you as well. But also material stability is what I'm getting very strongly for you. Okay, I do feel like you are taking action here towards achieving that success. Okay, towards some of you moving very far away to obtain something that you want, literally. And for others of you, if this is love related, you are meeting the person of your dreams. And, there's a lot of love and there's a lot of happiness here for you. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, it doesn't get any better than that to end the reading. I don't have anything else to say. You're going to be happy, okay? And you're going to be successful and you're going to be loved and you're going to love in return. Okay, so this is a very positive reading, but I feel like the whole situation is in your hands in some way. Now, it could be that you are getting some help, but the King of Wands is you, Sagittarius. It does represent your sign. So that's why I said that you're the one that's actually going to take action towards your happiness, towards that success that you want, okay? In whatever area of your life this applies to. And you do have ameliorate here, which is what I said, that things will improve for you. Right now, you're put in a position to make a very tough decision, perhaps to move, to leave a place, to leave a connection, to get out of that financial stagnation and difficulty. But things are actually improving for you as you go along this month, okay? So I do enjoy your reading, Sagittarius. You have a very, very positive outcome. So all the best of luck and all the best wishes for you. And that was your reading. I wish you a wonderful month and I'll see you soon. Bye.